Woo! They're cold down here in Texas. So welcome to Flying Can Ranch in Athens, Texas. And before I get going, I'll give you a spoiler alert. I already made like a shooting review. I apologize, it's not my best. And I'll explain to you a little bit why I think that is. Some things to work on. It's a little long, but either here or there. At any rate. Another thing, a friend of mine and I were talking the other day, and he's kind of followed my channel. He said, well, you got X amount of subscriptions, and by the way, I thank you all for all that. And he said, I've looked at some of your thing, and you don't get a lot of clicks, views, or whatever. And I said, you know, and I do appreciate the people that have, and don't get me wrong, but I told him, I said, you know, I don't really do this to get clicks or views or whatever. So if you get a lot of views, great. If I don't, not so great. I know I do all this on my phone, not the best. It is what it is. I just do it so I can show you, the consumer, what's out there, what it does, what it doesn't do, pros, cons, etc. So, as many of you know, I had a Humorex Canix. I went through two of them. Both of them were just eating the CO2s up like crazy, so I ended up trading them both off. So, what I got now is this Crosman Vantage Plus clip gun. I'm going to use that word clip, not magazine, for some reason. We'll look at it this way, and then we'll come around this way, and we'll swing it around. You'll note this does not have any sights on it, and we'll come this way. Now they say this thing does about, I have the box right here, don't want to lie to you. They say it does 950 with alloy pellets, 800 feet per second with lead pellets. The actual gun, it's 46 inches in length, has a 20 inch barrel, and it's 7.5 pounds is what it weighs. So 7.5 pounds, 46 inch in length, 20 inch barrel. That being said, let's do a quick look over. This has a very familiar stock. I can't think of that other Crosman that came up with. Prospect, I believe it is. I like this stock. It's a good grip. And there's some things I need to explain to you on this. And we'll come down, and we do have a manual safety right here. Very positive, very straightforward. I believe the trigger is plastic. It's kind of a skeletized trigger. And this is the scope. This is the way I did this. This is the scope that came with it. Basic 4x32. I think that was a lot of my problem. I think if I put a better scope on it, I might be better off. And then you've got the kind of a built-in type silencer, stripper, or whatever. It's a little loud where I can get away with it, but if you're really close to a lot of people, probably not so much. I'm just telling you the way it is. So, that being said, I like the feel of the stock. It feels very good, it feels very natural, it fits right up to my arm, and the pad works good. So, now we're going to get down to the fun thing. So let's break this barrel. We're going to swing it around, and you have this thing called your clip. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a pellet, and you're going to take it nose first, and we're going to stick it right there. Whoops. That was a mistake. I put the wrong one in. Get some 22s. Okay. So we're going to put it in there like so. Make sure it's nice and flush. And you're going to twist that clockwise till it goes to the next hole. And you're going to put another one. This is only a 6-shot, mind you. So we'll drop one in like, I don't know, glasses on. There we go. Oh, I did it again. My brain is not functioning today. It's been a long day. And then we'll go to shot number 3. Make sure they're in there nice and flat. You can tell by the thickness of this that you might want to be careful putting red fires or something. You have to experiment with it. And that's number 3. And that's number 4. Going up, turn it. Then we go down to number 5. And I'm going to show you something I like to do. So you're right there. And we'll turn it again, and that should be number 6. Now to be sure, what I like to do is just kind of spin through it, make sure they're in there, and go down the line. Now, very strong advice you is aim this down when you swing the barrel shut, or you're going to sling the pellet out of it, prop, and there you go. It's locked, ready to go. I'm going to lock the safety back on before we go any further. Now, each time you shoot the gun, you got to break the barrel, which is going to break pretty easy. You take a shot, then you have to manually turn this to the next round. Close your barrel, take your shot, open it up, manually turn it clockwise to the next round. It does not rotate automatically. You're going to close it up. When you break your barrel, you want to move it again to the next round till you get through all 6. So now between you and me, it's like a break barrel, except you just rotating this instead of loading a pellet into the barrel, which is kind of odd because in the time it takes you to turn this little contraption, I could have a pellet in the barrel. That's just my opinion. And then I have to click it again, close it up, then I gotta open it, and then I gotta rotate it again. So actually when I was doing some of the shooting review, I just put another pellet in and it kept going. Eventually I started using the clip. Now this clip does not come off there. It's mounted to the barrel, so you can't buy spares for it that I know of. It's on there permanent. I think that this little housing will come off if you want to load a little quicker, but all said and told. So, and then aim it downward, close your gun. That's pretty good. That's pretty simple. Now this does have the wedge type locking device on it rather than the ball bearing. They both work pretty good. But so I tried it, and one thing I found, and I mentioned this in the shooting review, somehow some of the pellets are, I thought, flying out of this magazine somewhere. But because I had a couple of what they really advise you don't dry fire these, it kind of messes them up, but I may have had a couple of dry fires in it. So now as far as the actual shooting review, I'm not big on these package scopes. These things can go haywire in a split second. I'll probably go ahead and post a shooting review just so you can see how hard it hits. But it does hit good for, I was doing, I don't know, 40 some odd yards. And it's drilling them cans pretty good. But the stock seems very, very well made. This is a little rough right around here for your grip. And right down at the bottom here on this piece, you got some of that tougher texturing. This is smoother. This barrel is kind of a matte, so you won't get any glare coming back under scope so much. All in all, I kind of like it. It's just an odd concept to me. Take it or leave it. But I'm definitely going to work on putting a better scope on this. I might have a Gamo that will fit on here that's, I think it's a little bit better. I might even have a Winchester I can stick on here. I was trying to save that for something else, but I don't know yet. We'll just play with it. We'll see what we can come up with. These are relatively well priced as far as for brake barrels go. I think on Airgun Depot, I believe, don't quote me on it, but I think they're like $142, $149, something like that. And I don't hunt anymore, but I think you could drop a rabbit or a squirrel with this pretty easy once you got a good scope and did decent, you know. I mean, they're giving 140 something for it. Seems kind of odd to drop a $200-300 scope on it, but that's your call. But you kind of play with it and see what you think. I'm still a little bit out on court. There's some things I want to do yet, but there you are. It's the Crosman Vantage Plus, and you're going to see another shooting review of this. I don't know why that keeps dimming like that. Weird ghost or something. But I just wanted to share that with you. Now, all in all, this isn't hard to cock. It's pretty easy to cock, so for youngsters and stuff, this might be ideal. Very smooth cocking on it. I didn't have a problem with that. Remember to clean the barrel on these if you get one, because I pulled all kinds of gunk out of this barrel. And it did help me out with a little bit of the accuracy. But again, I think, well, another thing I have is, I hate to skip around a subject, but my shooting platform, this thing kind of kicks up on the deal, so I might come up with a better way to do that. But all in all, it was hitting, it was driving good holes, stuff like that. Back up, show it to you again. I don't think it's going to be a bad gun once I get used to it. It's not all that noisy. It's easy to cock. The loading clip magazine, or whatever you call this round thing that you got to rotate manually, is kind of a strange concept, because I'm used to Game-O's and I've got another Crosman where they automatically rotate each time you cock the barrel around. This is not spring loaded, it doesn't do that. You have to manually turn it. But this is a lot cheaper than what the other one was too. So I just want to share that with you. But I think Big Daddy is going to get his, you know what, back in the house. Warm up a little bit. It is chilly, willy. So that's the way we do it at the Flying Can Ranch. We will check up with you later. Bye.